In this problem, we're going to be analyzing a situation where there's a public good, and we're going to ask ourselves, what level of a subsidy could the government offer people and make it so that they would have an incentive to purchase the socially optimal quantity of the public good. Okay, so here's the problem here, essentially in graphical form, right? So we have two people, A and B, and their marginal benefits for the public good are actually the same, right? So this one curve actually represents both A's and B's marginal benefits from the public good, right? And then we also have drawn in here the marginal social benefit, which is the sum of their marginal benefits, right? So this curve is actually this curve added to itself, right? And that's how that curve comes about. And then you see the marginal cost of the public good is drawn in there as well, right? It's just a straight line going through the origin. Okay, so from here, just looking at this graph, it's pretty straightforward to see what is the socially optimal quantity of the public good, right? So the socially optimal quantity of the public good is where the marginal costs and the marginal social benefit meet, right? So the quantity associated with this point where the marginal cost and the marginal social benefit meet is a quantity of 10 units, right? So 10 units of the public good would be optimal. And so the subsidy that would induce people to want to buy that quantity, well, we need to figure out, well, how much do we need to raise people's marginal benefits to get up to that point there so that they would be willing to pay the marginal cost of the public good. Notice that if these people didn't have any kind of subsidy and they were only acting according to their own self-interest, right? Together, A and B would only go up to 6 units of the public good, right? Because they would buy these units because their marginal benefits are greater than the marginal cost, but then they would stop there because going beyond that, the marginal cost is greater than their marginal benefits, and so they wouldn't want to go beyond 6 units of the public good, right? So again, they wouldn't buy the socially optimal quantity. They wouldn't go up to 10. They would only stop at 6. But there is a subsidy that the government could hand out per unit of the public good that people get, and that would induce them to get the socially optimal level of the public good, which is 10, right? And the thing about a subsidy is that if there's a per unit subsidy, then basically people's marginal benefits rise by the amount of the subsidy, right? So notice that if there was a $10 subsidy for the public good, then then both A's and B's marginal benefits would increase by 10, right? And so their new marginal benefit curve with the subsidy would look something like this, right? So I'm drawing it here in blue, right? And it would actually look something like this, right? So this is marginal benefit A or marginal benefit B with optimal subsidy, right? So their each of their own marginal benefit curves, their personal marginal benefit curves, would rise by 10. So it would be a parallel line up here, which represents either of their marginal benefits, their personal marginal benefits, with the optimal subsidy. And notice then that their marginal benefit curve goes through the marginal cost curve at that point. And so they would have an incentive to buy 10 units because the subsidy raised their marginal benefit by, and the optimal subsidy would be $10 because that's the difference between these two. And the way we see that is because the height here is 20 and the height here is 10. So the optimal subsidy is the difference here, right? So the optimal subsidy equals $10. And again, that would induce them to, either of these people, A or B, to buy the socially optimal level of the public good. So they would increase the quantity from 6 to 10 and be at the social optimum. All right, thank you for watching.